If you've been involved in a long-term relationship with someone, either a marriage or a long-term commitment, or even a deep friendship, and right now everything is in shambles, it feels like there's no harmony between the two of you, there's distance, and it just feels like the love is gone. This video is for you. I want to share with you that all hope is not lost, that you can absolutely change the circumstances through releasing and rewriting a new script. If you don't know me, my name is Deborah. I'm a transformational healer and intuitive coach, and I'm really inspired to do this video today because I have worked all day with clients one-on-one who have a common theme, and that is that when they are going, or in this case, they have been going through a breakup or maybe just a challenging situation in their relationship, and they feel like they're losing hope and that maybe things are never going to be better. What I've discovered is they all have the same feeling of feeling unworthy, feeling unlovable, feeling like they're being needy, feeling like they are not good enough. And these are the core issues that I help people to release, heal, and to write a new script. And it can change your life and the circumstances with that person so miraculously that you won't even believe it. I've done it myself, and I have been able to harmonize relationships with others by applying this technique. If you find yourself going through something where you are just absolutely devastated because what you had was so beautiful between the two of you, and now it feels like that person's pulling away, maybe they've even left, maybe even replaced you. That's drastic. But let's say in this case that they are pulling away and it's bringing up all your insecurities, all of your deepest wounds, and that person is seeing those wounds and also thinking that you are being needy. This can be very painful, and I want you to know that it's very normal and human to feel these feelings, because when you've been connected to someone so intensely and so closely and they suddenly start pulling away, of course you're going to feel needy. That's human. So there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. But what I want to share with you is that as painful as this can be, sometimes relationships go through transformations. They go through shifts and changes. And when I see this happening, a lot of times there's codependency. And the universe is helping you to release and walk away what no longer serves you or that person, and to write a new script. And sometimes these very challenging situations can make you even closer. Sometimes it pulls you apart, but sometimes it can really make you closer. How can you get to that? If you really love this person and you want to keep the relationship, how can you make it go from this situation to love and harmony? The way you can do it, and the way I share this with my clients in groups and one-on-ones, is to set an intention, to really get clear on what you want. A lot of times when my clients come to me, they've looked at social media looking for answers for why their partner is pulling away. And a lot of times the information that they get is all about being an avoidant, being a narcissist, and the different attachment styles. And that's all good to help you to see maybe what the dynamic has always been or maybe has become. The problem with that is that that is a projection. And I was working with someone who was looking for answers, trying to understand why the dynamic in her relationship had changed. And I could see, being an intuitive, that she was looking in social media for those answers, getting that her partner was an avoidant. I really helped her to release that projection, because if you are putting someone in a box, that's going to keep what you don't want perpetuating. And it's very unloving to judge them and judge yourself. To even say that you are not lovable, not good enough, not worthy, is actually not loving yourself. And so I'll talk about that in a moment. But first and foremost is letting go of the projection of that person being a certain way, even if it's true. That's the first step. So the first step is to write the intention. So in this case with my client, I said, what do you want? And she said, I want the harmony back with my person. So I had her write the intention. I allow myself to, and this person, to have a harmonious, loving relationship. And then what I have the client do is write down all the limiting beliefs that are in the way. Because basically what is happening, and if you're going through this, what's in the way are your thoughts. Because when I share this with a client, they go, oh, wow, I've been writing the script. Because what you've been thinking is everything that you don't want with this person. I don't want them to pull away. I don't want them to think of me as being needy. So therefore, I'm going to try to behave this way. So then they try to control the situation and the outcome because they're wanting approval. And it just gets messy. And so it's because there's these projections of what they don't want. When you write the intention, I allow myself to have a perfect harmonious relationship with this person, the mind's going to kick in and give you all the reasons why it's not possible. Well, he or she is an avoidant, they're a narcissist, this and that, or they're not emotionally involved with me anymore, they don't love me, they're not making me a priority, all this stuff. Even if it's true, write those things down and consciously release them. Don't own those thoughts anymore, because what you are thinking is exactly what is being written. You are writing the script of what you don't want. So as you write down all of your doubts, which are fears, in releasing what's in the way for you both to be together, you start to also write a new script. And this really opens your heart to the love, because you're reacting to that person's behavior. You're giving them all the power, and you're giving your mind all the power. Your mind is telling you you're not lovable, you're not good enough, you need to work on yourself, you need to get a hold on yourself emotionally, because your emotions are pushing them away. All of that stuff is all harassment of your thinking mind harassing you. And so the way to really heal and change the dynamic, you're doing two things. You're healing your wounds and you're changing the dynamic with this person. And it can absolutely change and harmonize. And you can release the codependency. You can release any attachment that you have. It doesn't mean that you're not attached as a human being. That's fine. But it's that codependent attachment that you're releasing. And in this case with this person, I could see that, and she could see that there was that codependency attachment, and she was willing to let it go. As I did the energy work, I could feel her opening her heart and really harmonizing herself and letting go of these projections of herself and of the partner. Now, the other factor that I've been mentioning in my videos is the number one part of the healing is putting your attention onto the divine. Now, this is not a religious thing, and it's not even a spiritual thing. what I share with all my clients is that when we're feeling these deep feelings, when someone we love so much is pulling away from us or even discarding us or replacing, whatever it is, it brings up the deepest wounds of all, which is the feeling of separation from the universe. And you're not broken if that's what you feel. And a lot of times our childhood will support our feeling of being separate and feeling unloved and not worthy. Not all of us have great childhoods. So this brings up those deepest, darkest wounds. And what are they? They're thoughts that turn into feelings, that turn into energy stuck in the body. And so I go in as a healer and I help you to release the root cause, which is the thought, the belief that you are a limited being, that you are not worthy, you're not lovable, you're not good enough, and turning the attention first to the divine. So a lot of people, and I even say this, choose yourself, love yourself. Nobody knows how to do that. We didn't come here with a manual, but the way to do it is to turn to the divine and make that your priority. And then in the divine energy, you are the love. There's no way, if you know who you are and you experience it, not just know it, but experience it, you're not going to be able to entertain those thoughts that you're not good enough or lovable or worthy. It's impossible. You'll laugh. And once you anchor yourself in that energy, then you're not going to be demanding someone else to give that love to you. You're not going to beg them to love you. And you're not going to be needy or codependent. First, you set the intention. Second, you really turn your attention to the divine and you release any and all limiting beliefs that contradict your intention. And third, you write a new script. And that's the fun part. You write what you want. And as I was working with my one client today and several others, I could feel their energy shifting even before we did the actual energy work. I could feel them change and lighten up and go, oh God, I can see how my thoughts have been really bogging me down. And your thoughts are going to grasp and they're going to beg and they're going to feel threatened that you're not getting what you need and you've got to control the situation. And therefore, then you'll be able to get what you need, and you need to make sure that it's going to go a certain way. And when you turn to the divine and make that your priority, you're making yourself a priority. And then what happens? The people around you make you a priority. So anything you want to manifest, release on it. Set the intention of what you want and release any and all things that are in the way, which are your thoughts. And what are usually your thoughts? They're doubts. And what are doubts? Fears. It's very powerful. It's very, very simple and very powerful. And it is a game changer when you turn your attention from the 3D and your little body mind, the ego. Doesn't mean you poo-poo it or push it down, but you just stop trying to control everything and you put your attention to the divine and you really let the divine take the wheel. You know what I'm saying? And then you set your intention, you give the order to the universe and let the universe deliver. And it may or may not go exactly how you plan, but the universe loves to surprise you and loves to give you what you want. Usually when you are completely released, meaning you're neutral, you're not attached to the outcome. That's the trick. You set your intention with full conviction, absolute full conviction, release any doubts, and say, I allow this to be so. Don't know how. That's the universe's job. Let it happen in the way it's going to happen. And then you let go of how it's going to happen. Let go of the results. Don't look for the results. You will see your life get better and better. When you really put that priority to the divine, letting the divine do its job instead of you trying to do the job, then everything you want shall be added unto you. It really is true. And the people in your life that you feel like it's not even possible for a good relationship can absolutely change. You can turn any relationship around, whether it is a romantic partner or a familial or a friendship, whatever it is, even business. You can absolutely change it without trying to change the person, without saying a word to them. You just release on it. Set your intention of what you want, release all your doubts, and give the results to the universe. Let the universe figure out the how and see the magic happen. That's the core of what I do in this work. And it is absolutely amazing to see how people's lives change, especially in relationships of all kinds. So if this really speaks to you, you are welcome to join my community. Everything is in the description in this video. You're welcome to book a private session, and I hope you like and subscribe, and I will see you next time on the next video.